They said he would never make it. They said he wasn't smart enough, strong enough, or good enough. But sometimes, the people who are counted out the most are the ones who rise the highest. This is the story of a boy the world gave up on, but who refused to give up on himself. His name was Aarav. He grew up in a small town where dreams didn't come easy. His father was a mechanic. His mother ran a tiny tea stall near the bus stop. From a young age, Aarav wasn't like other kids. He was quiet, slow to learn, and often lost in his own thoughts. While others topped exams, Aarav struggled just to pass. At school, teachers would sigh when they saw his name. Some students laughed at him. One even said, "Bro, just accept it. You're not made for success." Each word stuck like a thorn. But every night, Aarav would sit by the dim light in their one-room home, fixing broken radios, fans, and anything that ran on wires. He loved figuring out how things worked, even if no one understood why. By the time he finished school, his marks were too low for college. Relatives told his parents to stop wasting money. "Your son won't become anything," they said. "Just get him a small job somewhere." And that's exactly what happened. At 18, Aarav began working at a local repair shop, fixing old mobile phones. The pay was barely enough to buy a meal, but the spark inside him refused to die. He wanted to build something of his own, something that could prove everyone wrong. So after long days at the shop, he'd stay up late, watching free YouTube tutorials about electronics. He didn't understand everything, but he never stopped trying. One evening, a customer came to the shop with a phone no one could fix. It was completely dead. Even the shop owner gave up. But Aarav looked at it and said, "Can I try?" Everyone laughed. "What will you do that we couldn't?" But Aarav quietly took the phone home. For 3 nights he worked on it, soldering, rewiring, testing, failing. His hands were burnt from the iron tip, his eyes red from lack of sleep. But on the 4th night, the screen finally lit up. For the first time in years, Aarav smiled. He took the phone back to the customer, and when it turned on, everyone went silent. The shop owner was shocked. "Who taught you this?" he asked. Aarav just said softly, "Failure did." But success didn't come right away. Even after that, most people still didn't believe in him. They said, "One lucky fix doesn't make you a genius." The words hurt. But instead of arguing, Aarav decided to build something that would speak for him. Months later, something happened that changed everything. His mother's old tea stall machine broke down. It was old, leaking, and barely heating water anymore. Buying a new one was impossible. So Aarav decided to build one himself. He took apart old heater coils, rusted kettles, and scrap metal from junkyards. Piece by piece, he built a small automatic tea maker, powered by simple switches and sensors. It wasn't perfect, but it worked. When people saw it at the stall, they couldn't believe their eyes. Within days, it became the talk of the town. A local journalist wrote an article about the boy who built a machine from trash. That one story spread across social media. Soon, Aarav started receiving calls from colleges, investors, even small companies wanting to meet him. For the first time, the same people who once mocked him were now applauding him. Aarav was invited to speak at a nearby college's innovation fair. He stood on stage, trembling, his palms sweating. As he looked at the crowd, full of students, professors, and cameras, he remembered the nights he sat alone fixing broken parts, and the days when everyone told him he'd never make it. Taking a deep breath, he said, "I may not have big degrees, but I learned from failure, because failure is the best teacher, if you're willing to listen." The hall went silent for a moment and then erupted in applause. That day, a mechanic's son, once called a slow learner, received a standing ovation. In the years that followed, Aarav built his own small workshop, training young kids who couldn't afford college, teaching them how to repair and build with their hands. His machines now power small stalls across his town. But for him, the real success isn't the money. It's the smiles of those who once felt hopeless, just like he did. He often tells them, "Don't let others decide what you can or can't do. They only see who you are, not who you can become." Sometimes the world will give up on you before you even get started. They'll laugh, they'll doubt, they'll walk away. But remember this, you are not defined by what others believe, you're defined by what you choose to do next. When life says you can't, prove it wrong, not with words but with action, because one day the same people who ignored your struggle will be the ones clapping for your success. This was the story of Aarav, the boy who turned failure into fuel. And maybe, just maybe, it's a reminder for you too, that it's never too late to prove them wrong. Thanks for watching my YouTube channel. Please like, subscribe and share my YouTube channel.